What's going on, y'all? It's showtime. What's going on? It's Brandon from
This is Bryce.
Welcome back to Weekly Up. That was probably the worst intro I've ever done. Holy crap, that was horrible. That was the worst intro.
I think it was your mic. Your mic was a little...
I was trying to do something. I had a song stuck in my head, and then, yeah, thanks, Adam. That was the worst intro I've ever done. Yeah. What's going on, y'all? It's Weekly Wrap-Up. It's your favorite comic book review show where we talk about the books we read part of last week. We recap, review them, talk about some stuff. We have a new segment to the show where Brandon watches a movie that Bryce makes him watch, and I let you guys know my thoughts that are very basic. I don't want to say
for those
basic.
of you guys that don't know, Brandon doesn't watch movies, and so that's going to change on the show now. We're gonna kick it off tonight. See how it goes.
Oh yeah. Let's scroll all the way up. For some reason, my streamer has been really stupid about how far I can scroll up. We got Travis in here first. What's going on, brother? Station. As always, you guys want to drop a comment, question for us, help us interact with the show better. This is the show to do so because it's very chat driven as well. Travis has been reading Middle West, one of my favorite books.
That came out the heat this week.
Oh, I have all the floppies, the trade paperbacks, and I know I'm gonna buy the hardcover one of these days. We got my man Taki in here. What's going on?
What's going on, Taki?
Lang demands us to start now. He won't have it any other way. He knows what my situation was like. Taki read Batman the Imposter, Thirst for Vengeance. What's the furthest place from here? Heavy new comic week for you. That's what's up. We love that.
So I had 5 books this week, so it was most of my new comic book days for the foreseeable future are gonna be pretty light, but I'm looking forward to tonight's stuff. I've had a long day.
We got Sal in here. Station.
What's up, Sal?
We got the homegirl Inja Binja. What is going on?
It is time.
It is time. We got Chamaru Cinema with the station. How are we, Bryce? How are you?
Well, I mean, I'm doing pretty well. Week before Thanksgiving break for my university, so I'm excited to get this week over with. But comic-wise, it was a solid week. So balances out. I'm doing pretty well.
I'm doing great. Things are really busy. Things are doing great here. Got some health things here and there, but they're getting taken care of. So I'm excited to be here. This is what helps me get through the day. It's just being on stream with you guys, talking to you guys, talking about comic books. Gets me through all of all that things that make me want to I want to have a hybrid Darth Vader or Professor X moment where I want to read your mind, but I also want to force choke you sometimes. It's anyway, we got comic knowledge in here. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. I love talking to this guy. Great guy. We got
what's going on, man?
In here. We got Eric. We got Big Herm. We got Big Big John in here. John Comics with Kids.
What's up, John?
X-Men Brethren. We got Dave Collects. Yeah. Wow, we got a lot of people here.
Man, it's popping tonight.
This must be a cool show or something. Let's go. We got Travis. We already said hi to Travis. We got Chet in here. What's going on, Chet? And if I missed anybody, just comment and I'll get
Station
you guys.
Nation. Also, Chet, you said where the flying flock am I?
You're right here.
You're home.
And we got Nick in here. What's going on, Nick? Nick's going to be on Comic Gardens at 9, so we're going to make sure we go over to Nick, support the PCP Army Bad Batch overall. The PCP Army Bad Batch links are in the description. Also, everything for AWA, their links are in the description as well for you guys to check that out. A couple more house-cleaning things. Wednesday, we are going to be live with Greg Hurwitz from AWA talking about Knighted #1. Really excited about that. And then Friday, we're going to be live with Marv Wolfman, which... That's incredible.
I'm excited.
Creators Corner has been a fantastic show, you guys. So I'm just grateful for everything that's coming up. And we're coming up on 6 months of Creators Corner this Friday. So it's kind of fitting. So Marv Wolfman is our 6-month anniversary guest. We're going to be celebrating 6 months. Much love to the community for shouting us out. I know we are nearing 500. Everyone's like, dude, you're nearing 500. I'm like, I know. But we're keeping it low-key here. It'll happen. Thank you guys for your support and encouraging and everyone getting our name out, which means a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you guys.
Also, before we do get started with the books, I do want to give a mention because we got some pretty sad news last week. One of our fellow members of the Bad Batch, one of our very good friends, he was a member of us, also a member of the Portland Comic Book crew. Sam Sengelweb passed away. And I know that him and Herm work really close. Him and Bueller, him and Bob, him and Damien, him and T-Rav. Prime Time. They were all really close. I interacted with Sam a few times. We've talked about Spider-Man. I know he mainly knows me as the guy that didn't like Nick Spencer but loved Spider-Man. So it's not going to be the same with Sam. You know, I know that everyone's been saying their pieces, saying everything, but I haven't really been on stream yet to really talk about him. Sam was a great guy, loved comic books, and that's really the energy that we try to breed out here. Is that same love for comics? And Sam was was a huge inspiration in why I started to appreciate Nick Spencer's run with Herm. Watching them part of Whiplash Wednesday, eventually leading into this show. Not this show, but Christ on Infinite Rants. So my heart goes out to Sam and his family. My heart goes out to all my brothers in the PCP Army Bad Batch, Backlog Bros, wherever you guys are. You guys know that I love you guys. And anybody out there that had the that was close with Sam or had the interaction with Sam, my heart goes out to you as well. It's never easy, but we have to continue his legacy, continue his love for comic books. I've personally, I know John, he was in the chat earlier, started a hashtag Sam's 50 Tangled Webs, or 50 days until the new year. So we're going to honor Sam. John was posting a book each day for Spider-Man in honor of Sam. I'm reading a Spider-Man book. I started reading. I got like most of the way through Brand New Day, and then I started reading Fantastic Four, but now I'm going back to it. Every day I'm going to be reading another Spider-Man issue, putting it on my story. If you guys want to honor Sam whatever way, I know we all cope with things differently. Just know that my DMs are always open. This channel is a very safe space for you guys. Talk about comic books, talk about life. I know that one of my personal goals is not to have the biggest chat out there, but my goal is to have the most interactive chat and build those relationships here in weekly wrap up where we can come talk about comic books, talk about anything, and have that space with each other. And I know Sam caught this show a few times, and I know that he was a big supporter as well. So Sam, rest easy, brother. I love you guys. I love all you guys for supporting.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't have the privilege of getting to talk with Sam or getting to know him, and honestly, that makes me really sad. But yeah, my heart goes out to all y'all that were close with him. It's definitely you can definitely see how big of a loss it is for the community. Right. So yeah, rest in peace, Sam. Love all y'all, and yeah, it's just keep this energy going in his honor.
Right, 100%. But in honor of Sam, the first book we're going to be talking about tonight is going to be Amazing Spider-Man by Kelly Thompson and Sarah Pacilli. This is continuing the Ben Reilly story arc while Peter is in a coma where we left off in the previous issue. Morbius bit Ben Reilly. No good. Also, I just want to give a shout out to Sarah Pacilli's art in this because it's really clean. It's actually really clean, and everything in there was like, it's solid. Which I think that's been a little bit of a lackluster thing for Spider-Man lately, is having a good artist, and now we have Gleason and Sarah Pacilli, so I'm excited about it. Ben Reilly's fighting off Morbius. They ended up like coming to this agreement, and Ben was also like kind of getting infected. Morbius gets his arm shot off during the fight, and so Ben goes back to get healed, and they're like, yeah, no, we're not going to give him this injection simply because we don't want Morbius to be able to regenerate. We don't want Ben. We want this side of Ben to be like a power safe, like if we need it. So they're using it to study it. Black Cat ends up going in to Peter's room, and MJ walks in. So I thought that was really funny, just seeing the interaction between Black Cat and MJ. And then MJ's like, "You gotta go change. Sorry, dude." But we end up seeing Colleen Wing and Misty Knight fighting what's left of Morbius in his one arm. And it's basically like they're training now, and they're like the next up. So should anything happen to Ben Reilly, they're always next because, you know, they work for the Beyond Corporation. And Monica Rambeau pops up, which I was super excited about because I love Monica. And she
fantastic.
Doesn't get a lot of love. The last thing she really got was Strike Force, which is by Tini Howard. That didn't really get that didn't go anywhere because they didn't care to make it go anywhere. But this was a really solid issue. I've actually been really enjoying the Spider-Man run. We actually, at the end, we see Kraven coming back, but we know it's not Kraven, it's his son, who ended up like cloning himself or something. So Kraven's going to be the forefront of the next few issues. I really liked it. So guys, this is a good book. You know, Spider-Man has been a very exciting story lately, especially with Ben Reilly. They're not really touching on the Clone Saga that much, so you don't really have that to look forward to. They're really just explaining where Ben is and his role, and how the Beyond Corporation, they're actually a corporation. So do they care about Ben? No, they really don't. They're a corporation. They're going to do whatever the heck they want. So it's really fitting to see like some of these ethical questions come up in these books. Like when you have like someone who's injured, do you treat him or do you look for something else that can potentially make you money? So eventually, can we talk about why I enjoy Empire? Eventually, we'll get there. I think we'll have to do that.
I still haven't read it.
I'll get to it, but I've been really enjoying this book.
I'm excited to hopefully be able to jump into it once they bring Peter back.
They will. I'm just excited. I want to know who they're going to announce for the next writer.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to be Jason Aaron. I have a really big feeling it's going to be Jason Aaron. Build his confidence back as a Marvel writer. But
while his Avengers run hasn't been the most well received, I would be okay with that because everything I've read by Jason Aaron, especially for like New York based heroes, aka Doctor Strange, yeah, it was really good. It was really good, and I feel like if he could tackle Doctor Strange, he's only a few steps away from from being really good for Spider-Man.
Right. I think Jason Aaron. Wow, my boy. Well, Jason Aaron has written Spider-Man across other platforms, like in War of the Realms. He had a lot of funny quips. So, Noggin, thank you for joining. He really enjoyed ASM, so I'm glad. I'm not the only one.
Yeah, I'm glad people are enjoying it.
And I know I've been very hard on Amazing Spider-Man. I really did enjoy it, you guys. I'm not bullshitting. Make sure you guys go pick it up. And the reason why I like supporting niche characters like Ben Reilly, especially when they are getting more of an elevated story than what we've seen in years past, is so that they can take chances on other characters. If I'm buying a book, say, where we are going to talk about Ben Reilly, a character that you're made not to like, and we make you like him, you want that book. Now I'm going to allow Marvel the chance to play around with some other characters. Like maybe we'll finally make Sentry relevant again, and I would love that. You know, maybe Marvel will pull other characters.
That would be awesome.
Let's do that. You know, so I like it. Go pick it up. I'm hoping Jason Aaron takes over the Spider-Man book at issue 100.
Jason Aaron's, like Steph says, he's a phenomenal solo writer. He's a great character writer.
Yes,
and he knows how to elevate these individual characters to next level status.
Right. 100%. What'd you read this week, Bryce?
Well, definitely not a solo book. I read Justice League Last Ride, number 7.
Oh, I love that book. Book.
It's the end, and I'm kind of sad about it. This is probably, it's the action-packed finale. We see, the Justice League take on Darkseid. We see Brainiac Cyborg Superman, getting involved, and we find out that, the Justice League was Lobo's contract. That we found that out in the last issue, but still, Bruce and Clark start to make up. Bruce takes a kryptonite knife for Clark, which was a huge moment. I loved it. And we see John really kicking butt in his lantern construct form. Just a great issue. They end up Wonder Woman chopped Lobo's head off, which I thought was hilarious because you can't kill Lobo like that. He'd just grow back his body, and just seeing him annoyed, I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, that was he chopped Lobo's head off, and he's still talking to you. Just like last night.
How? The love for Hal Jordan in this book.
Oh my gosh. Chip likes Hal. I was like, you're the man. What is going on, Fable?
If Chip Zdarsky came or said in an interview like tomorrow, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna write Hal Jordan Green Lantern. I'd be like, put this on my poll list ASAP. Matter of fact, give me 2
You know what? I feel like if anyone else was writing Green Lantern than the current guy, I think his name like Jeffrey Thorne or something, I would be picking it up.
But like even at the end of it, we see, everybody kind of talking, and they decide to rebrand. Okay, the Trinity specifically, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, decide to rebrand the Justice League into Justice League Universal,
Right.
which I thought was super cool. It opens up, things to that could come possibly if Chip Zdarsky decided he wanted to do like a series of Justice League miniseries in this universe.
I'd be okay with that.
I would be too. It's awesome. It's awesome. But yeah, Justice League Last Ride. Looking forward to seeing how this gets collected. And just really, hopefully, seeing that book get a much wider audience. Because I know we have a lot of people that trade weight miniseries.
I know they're hardcover and waiting this one because it's going to come out in a beautiful hardcover. I'm picking that up. Akram says I'd prefer Chip on ASM. Actually, I saw in a recent interview that Chip Zdarsky will never write for Amazing Spider-Man. Now, here's the thing. Chip Zdarsky has written Spider-Man many, many times. He's no stranger.
He wrote Spectacular, didn't he?
He wrote Spectacular Spider-Man, and that actually won an Eisner. Why can you write Spectacular? Why would he want to write Spectacular Spider-Man and not Amazing Spider-Man? Why?
Less editorial oversight.
Less editorial oversight. Chip Zdarsky can do whatever the F he wants. And Spectacular Spider-Man. Because no one's going to notice. That book will never outsell Amazing Spider-Man, no matter who's writing it. First and foremost. I don't care if you get... Yeah. I don't care if Stan Lee comes back to write that book. It's not outselling Amazing.
Comes back to life to write that book.
Exactly. Him and the owner for the Raiders, like Al Davis. Except he'll probably have to rebrand that team with their way they're.
I mean, like, yeah. Look at Spider-Man Life Story, which is my favorite Spider-Man story of all time that I've read so far. Spider-Man Spider Shadow, phenomenal. Like, Zdarsky is one of the best Spider-Man writers that we've had in recent years, but you will never see him write ASM because
he will not make those editorial decisions. Even
they'll squander a vision. Zdarsky is a bold writer.
Yep. Daredevil got kind of messed up by editorial because Chip wanted to use certain characters they wouldn't let him use, right? Which I get it.
Twice.
And you know how much he had to fight for that? You know how much he had to fight for Iron Man in there? What's going on, Big Perry?
What's up, Perry? How you doing, man?
Rumor has it only the cool kids hit that thumbs up. That's 100%. If you guys do,
I feel like once he got Iron Man, he was able to keep Iron Man for a little bit.
I mean, yeah, because Iron Man was a little bit of a plot point. By the way, guys, if you do want to support the channel, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. I don't want to bat your eyes with that, please. But we got to go here. Let's go.
I will. It would mean a lot to me if you really hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yes. Let's talk about another book that I really, really liked.
I was a lot creepier than I intended it to be, but it was genuine.
That was like borderline, like.
It was genuine. It was genuine. Borderline.
That was borderline. So I read Robin and Batman. This is by Jeff Lemire, Dustin Nguyen. Dustin Nguyen's done Batman before. Read Batman Eternal, guys. I push that book all the time. Read it. That was great. Jeff Lemire has written Batman before in other stories like Black Label stuff, but this is him kind of actually writing a headed tale of it. Yeah. So this is in the perspective of Dick Grayson becoming Robin. That's all this book is. It is Jeff Lemire, Dustin Nguyen teaming up to give you a recaptured origin of Dick Grayson, the character who has been really hot in comics as the title Nightwing. Wait, that sounded weird. Okay.
No, well, anyway. Look at Novice's comment. That killed me. I have a naturally fitting ASMR voice, I feel like.
But yeah, so this is retelling the origin. There are a lot of great moments. Now, Dustin Nguyen's art in this really kills it. But this just goes to show whenever Jeff Lemire gets comfortable with an artist, Andrea Sorrento, Dustin Nguyen, it will become Sorrentino. It will become the most... Okay, Jim Shooter.
Don't make me call Jim Shooter.
It will become the most art-dependent book. Jeff Lemire has a lot of trust in his artists. So the whole point is Dick Grayson got his Robin suit taken away from him because he was going to be learning a lesson. Bruce didn't want him being in danger anymore because... Yes. Good. Yes. Says the pickle. That's coming from the pickle. I don't know. I want Perry to be like, I'm Pickle Rick. Like next time.
This took a turn.
Huh?
So, this took a turn.
Yeah. right? So I like the little nod to Nightwing when he ended up like kind of using like a second costume. I like to call it his throwback, like his retro costume.
For
Just
you say
that way.
Nightwing?
Yeah, he had like a little bit of like a Nightwing shout out, like right here in the book.
Okay, I was gonna say, is it Disco Wing? Like it's not Disco Wing,
No,
is it?
it's Nightwing. So he gets his suit taken away and makes his own suit, but he doesn't know that Bruce is actually making one for him, like an upgraded version. So Bruce goes on this whole chase down, and Dick shows up in his new Robin costume to help save the day. He doesn't really do much because he's really like 13, runs into Killer Croc, and then Bruce like kind of slams him down. What was really cool in this book was you really got a sense of the emotional attachment between Dick Grayson and Alfred.
I love their relationship.
Which was really heartwarming. And every time I see Alfred in a Batman book, I'm a little down bad about him dying still. So
That's not what down bad means.
I know what it means. Oh, this
You don't. You've used it incorrectly twice already.
That is
You're down bad about Alfred. You need help.
I'm down bad that he died. What's going on? Something Wong? Thanks for
What's
popping
up,
in.
Something Wong?
Good to see you in here. But
Yeah.
This was a really good book. I liked it, and I wasn't gonna buy this. I was not gonna buy this book, but enough people told me, "Hey, go buy it," and I did. So Robbie, if you guys want someone to blame, Robbie, I blame you.
I didn't buy it, but I know when it gets released in like that Batman Damned style like hardcover. Okay, it's not as wide as Batman Damned and Arlene and everything like that, but once it gets like that black label hardcover treatment, I'm picking it up.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get the hard. DC and Marvel are gonna release hardbacks before the release trades now. Just sells better.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Miracle.
Mr. Miracle, prime example.
Mr. Miracle kind of kickstarted that trend. I love that. I finished that book last week, and you already know how much I love it dearly. But Mr. Miracle started that trend.
Right. I don't know if anybody picked this book up. I'm going to talk about this book real quick, just because it's been on my mind lately. It's The Thing, #1 by Walter Mosley and Tom Riley. I did not. So Walter Mosley, quick backstory about Walter Mosley. He writes a lot of crime fiction novels. He's a novelist. Okay. So for him to do a Ben Riley book was really, really weird for me to read that announcement or see that in the solicitations. But I was looking forward to it because The Thing was a really, really popular character in the Bronze Age. Like, The Thing actually has a huge fan base and not a lot. And it's like a hidden fan base. Like if you are a Fantastic Four fan, you're most likely gravitated to 2 and 1 and all that stuff. The Thing in the Bronze.
Oh yeah, I know. When I was a kid, I was a huge FF fan, just from like the movies, and The Thing was always my favorite. In recent years, I've gravitated more towards Torch, but The Thing has always been a favorite of mine.
Someone's just like yelling in my house right now, and I got no idea. I don't know if I could hear it.
Oh my gosh!
Like somebody is Oh yeah, Melvin is singing you a song.
Melvin, I really appreciate that, man, but I gotta correct you. That song is about Virginia.
Yep.
It bugs me to no end. Like, I love John Denver, but that song bugs me to no end anymore. The Blue Ridge Mountains and the Shenandoah River are in Virginia.
Yep.
We're not Virginia.
So,
but I appreciate the shout out, Melvin. Love you, man.
All right. So, the whole premise of this book is there's this guy who's going through, he's trying to kill people. Cool. But the Thing is there on his own. And the whole Fantastic Four goes on vacation. And he's really left to learn about himself, who he is without Alicia Masters, because they're kind of went their separate ways. And the Thing is there to really learn about who he is outside of the Fantastic Four. So it's really just a big character study on him and what he has to go through every day. This was a really, really, really good book. And I was actually really, really excited about it. So this guy who's been going around, right? He ended up attacking this girl in the beginning, who we later know that this is the guy that the Thing's going to go up against because he actually met this girl at a bar. And it was a really good book. The art was solid. It was nothing that was spectacular, but it had a very classic feel. And this was a very personal book that I think you guys should read. I really enjoyed it. Just there's a lot of great dialogue moments. Whenever the Thing gets deep, it's always like really noteworthy to pay attention to. So Walter Mosley
Yeah.
like understands the character, has his own personal relationship with the character. Walter Mosley, there are a lot of constant. There's the representation in this book was great. In the fact that there's a lot of minority people in there. This is very much there are a lot of African American people in this book. So for that's Brooklyn. That's a lot of Brooklyn. So
Alicia was in the book, right?
Alicia was barely in the book. She wasn't really like that.
See, that's you know how much I love like disability representation, and so I would love to see more of because Alicia's blind in the FF comics, right? Because I know she was in the movies,
right?
But yeah, I would love to see like if there were more Alicia and like her and Ben's relationship, I would definitely consider picking this book up for sure.
Did we hear about the news of the X-Men? Hell yeah, I'm excited.
For X-Men 97?
No, X-Men 2029. Yeah, X-Men 97.
Well, I wasn't sure if there was like a new book that was coming out or if like Hickman somehow got convinced to stay or what. Like,
nope, Leo Williams does not let us talk about
that. Is my name Leo Williams?
No, but Hickman is coming back. Go watch the interview. You'll see. Go watch the interview.
At least it's not Bendis coming.
No, but I'm not allowed to say anything because whatever. But
I didn't do the interview. I'll say what I want. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, you didn't do the interview, so you said. Basically, all I'm allowed to say is it's all going according to plan. But if you really want to know what happened, just watch the interview and you'll find it there anyway. Just don't email anyone at CBR about it.
Don't email anyone.
If you are watching CBR, you didn't hear that from me. But...
Oh my gosh. All right, so I just finished reading this book not too long ago, and I'm sad that it's going to be so long until the next issue. I read Alien number 8.
Yes, by our good friend.
Phenomenal. Yeah, Philip Kennedy Johnson, bro, if you're watching this, you're probably the writer I buy the most. Like you're one of my favorite writers right now, man. You and Joshua Williamson are the writers that I buy the most books for. So you guys keep it up. Dude,
I'd say it's like Philip and Rom V. I would say it's Philip and Rom.
Okay, Rom V, yeah.
And Al Ewing. I'm buying everything Al Ewing right now.
I'm buying a lot of Donny Cates stuff still.
Yeah, big guys.
But yeah, Philip, you're up there, man. You're up there, man.
He knows.
And the more I read, the higher you go. So good on you, man. But yeah, so in the last issue, we see one of Weyland Yutani's ships crash, and it's carrying a bunch of xenomorphs that then kill everybody on board. So, oh yeah, Tom Taylor too. Got to show Tom Taylor some love. I'm not getting Son of Kal-El, but Nightwing, Dark Knights of Steel, and Batman the Detective, which is actually wrapping up this month.
Is it? That book took forever to finish. Wow.
It did. I honestly forgot what happened from issue to issue.
I actually thought it did.
But you can read like issue 5, and you get caught up pretty good.
Wait, I just want to count how many Batman like first issues did I buy this year so far? Like, wow, I'm thinking about it right now, and I'm like, I bought way too many Batman books.
Well, and I'll say this before I get to talking about Alien. Joshua Williamson's about to have another book on my pull list because I'm sticking with Batman, especially with Joshua Williamson taking over. I'm excited to see how Tynion wraps his run up, but
are you still are you reading Deathstroke?
I'm not reading Deathstroke. No, I am more like I heard he was a hero. I didn't get to read the first issue, and I heard they tried making him a hero. I like him as a neutral mercenary. And so that's what I want to see.
Right.
But yeah, Alien, phenomenal book. Basically, they're going to gather, like they're gathering at their church event, which when we talked to Philip last time about this book was something that I said I really enjoyed was the whole church religion aspect of it. What's going on, BJ? How you doing, man?
Happy 1 year, BJ Kicks. Big
Seriously,
shout out.
Yeah.
Big shout out to BJ. Congrats 1 year in the comic book YouTube world. Big congrats to you, brother. You've been doing a lot of big things. Keep it up. I know you're not staying long because I know you're busy with the fam and everything, but
oh yeah,
thanks for popping in, brother. We appreciate your support. We look forward to doing stuff with you soon, brother. look forward to doing so with these two. I know we have something in the works,
But yeah, so the character Jane, who is quickly becoming one of my favorite characters in this book, if not my favorite, she's awesome. She's trying to tell everybody what she saw, and they're blaming it on this illness that she has. So basically, basically nobody's believing her. Typical alien stuff, but it's done really well.
Right.
And so eventually they find out that they were telling the truth. We get a couple gruesome deaths in here. Oh shoot. Here, pull up BJ.
That's funny. Damn, bro.
Oh man.
Damn. I know we've had this conversation before.
We have had this conversation, and on it, shoot. Here, show what's underneath here. Is that a little bit better, BJ? Get a little bit of shield action going. But yeah, we get a couple gruesome deaths in here, which I thought the more I read this book, the more I love Salvador Larroca for this book. Like, I was a little hesitant at first, but I'm loving Salvador Larroca.
Right. Deathstroke's really dope book in your opinion. You know what?
I'm sure it's great. It's just my personal preference for the character.
I know a lot of people have been liking that book. I think it's like high-powered Greg Capullo stuff because he's basically using Batman tech, and I just like.
Yeah. Isn't it the exact creative team that was on the tail end of the Flash run?
Yeah, it's the same team.
And so maybe I'll have to check it out. I have issue 1 right there. I can check it out whenever.
It's not clicking with me. I'll revisit it in a trade, see if it works better. I always do, but
yeah, they go to investigate these murders. They come across some xenomorphs. A bunch of stuff ensues, and we get a huge betrayal at the end from one of the main characters, which makes me kick myself over the fact that we're not getting another issue of this until February.
Blame the paper shortage.
I'm blaming the paper shortage.
I blame all the Batman books.
At Marvel?
At DC. I blame all the. I blame.
I mean, I guess they use the same printers.
I guess.
Actually, no, they don't use it. They don't use the same printers. Look at the qualities of these books.
Oh yeah, and then you get like that one little flimsy book. What was it from? I think it was from like. It wasn't from Fall. It was from Dark Horse. It was that Dark Horse book. You literally picked it up. It was like paper thin. Oh my gosh, I've had a Big Mac that was a little bit thicker.
But yeah, Alien. If you guys aren't reading it, now is the perfect time to catch up. Seriously, like we're getting an extended hiatus from this book. So you can go pick up volume 1 in trade. You can pick up issue 7 and 8 and you're set. And it is honestly one of Marvel's best books at the moment.
Right. Let's get into Xmen. I want to talk about Xmen.
I have no Xmen.
We had Hellion 17 by Zebwell 7 Segovia. So, we got Quanon, right? We got Quanon and we got Havoc. This book is very much centered around the two of them, as well as this other character, Orphan Maker, who basically goes off the wall because Sinister's been pulling a lot of like fakeness. So, Orphan Maker goes off the rails. He's like not happy with everything, and so it's up to Quanon and Havoc to basically go contain him, as well as as well as Nanny, because there's like an offspring. So like a Wild Child's child was held captive. So he's like getting pissed, saves the child, and then goes on a rampage, killing everyone. So they have to go stop him, and it was really dope. Seven Segovia drew his heart out, and Orphan Maker just went crazy. I said Orphan Maker. I meant Orphan Maker, not Wild Child. There are a lot of characters in this book that I'm
Orphan Maker. You related to Ghostmaker?
No, I wish. That'd been cool. But he has like this whole Godfather moment where it's like, no more laughing. He's sitting there like laughing at him. He goes like pew 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 pew. So they ended up stopping him, and it was a lot of fun. I have not really been enjoying Hellions the way that everyone else has. I think out of the X books, this has been the weaker one, below right there with X Core, obviously not as terrible.
Oh Lord, X Core.
I really enjoy this issue. And obviously, if you're not reading any of the X books now, you have no reason to start. I feel like I'm kicking a dead horse, saying if you go catch up with X-Men. If you're not reading X-Men, you're not starting.
No.
Believe me, you're not. Excalibur 25. This is the penultimate issue.
Really?
Issue is ending. Yep, ending next issue.
Wow.
I know. I want to do something about it. I want to do
Well,
something.
yeah, I mean, I guess that would be a good time to go back and read the whole run. Then, I mean, I've got all those
So
all those Marcus Toe books.
right. Oh
Which,
yeah.
Marcus, thanks, man. If you're seeing this, I mean, I knew it was ending soon, but I mean,
I know Marcus watches this. Marcus is the homie. So this issue is very much focused around Betsy more so everyone else because she's in a very difficult decision. Okay, so the war's on Otherworld. She is loyal to Britain. She's loyal to Krakoa, but she's also really
Yeah.
loyal to Saturnine. Okay, so where does her loyalty lie? Good question. We'll figure it out. Merlin does not want Saturnine to remain the queen of Otherworld, so that's where everything is going. Okay, so yeah, Betsy breaks in, saves Saturnine, and we're going to be learning about her origin in the next issue, which is the last one. So we're going to get to learn more about Saturnine, which is a character that has been very interesting. She's been very sly. Marcus Toe draws his butt off. The art's always dope. He's been the tenured artist on this book, and it looks fantastic. It's just the fight scenes in this book that are going back and forth between Excalibur and the other forces that they're fighting up against is great. Again, obviously, if you're not reading this, I would say pick up and trade because it's a fun adventure. Betsy versus King Arthur was a lot of fun because
Marcus's art's
Arthur,
gonna look great in hardcover too. So if you go that route,
yeah, they also do have the hardcovers, which I believe there will be 2 of them. I believe there would be 2 of them.
Easy run to collect. Yeah, for sure.
Because there was 1 through 13, I think, or 1 through 12. So we're gonna be learning about Saturnine in the next issue because they escaped, and her and Betsy kind of have that one-on-one time that they've never really had since Betsy's return from Ten of Swords. Guys, I'm enjoying this book. I've been championing Excalibur for months now. So I'm sad to see it ending next issue, but I'm also really glad that I had this book, because Tina Howard gets a lot of slack for her writing. I like her writing. Marcus Toe is fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. Are they gonna do something that will end the story? Because it seems like there's still more story to go.
I think they will be wrapping it up. I think they will be.
Okay.
We'll find out. I don't get previews, so I wouldn't know.
All right, real quick, throw Melvin's comment up there real quick. Melvin's last comment there. Batman is the main attraction to DC. Okay, you're right.
You're right.
Let me show you what the main attraction to DC should be. Superman. Action Comics 1036. Just felt like being a little dramatic. Thank you guys for dealing with that. But this book is phenomenal.
That's right. They deal with me and being dramatic all the time.
I do accuse you. Hey, listen, I get to have my moment every now and then.
I'm glad one of us do.
Hey. Shoot. Oh, man. Brandon, I give you a hard time, but feel free to be dramatic whenever you want. It was always entertaining when you were dramatic with Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's not happening anymore.
Well, it's not happening now, but
I'll find another book. I have another book to be dramatic
book
about that I paid $6 for that I didn't even like.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it the $6 issue I'm thinking of? The
only $6 issue. Anyway, continue your rant about
Robin and Batman was $6.
No.
But Manny. Much love, homie.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so we open up on this planet I've not really seen much of, but Philip Kennedy Johnson again loves to expand lore. So I'm really excited to see how this planet goes in the future. Like how stuff with this planet goes in the future, but they find out about the Phalosians. Apparently the Phalosians are not to be spoken of in other worlds. But that's really all we get about that. So then we switch over to Superman and the Authority, them doing their thing, going to Warworld. And we get a great Superman moment in here of him just going and paying his condolences or just paying respects to that dude that was hung up in Warworld's orbit. It shows how much Philip understands the character. And honestly, if this is the stuff we're going to get, I hope he gets at least an omnibus's worth
of Superman. That's the thing that I'm really worried about with writers that I like. with ongoing books, because it's not really, okay, how many issues do I have to tell the story? It's how long do we tell you're off the book?
Pretty much. But I feel like Superman sales, especially Action Comics, have only gone up.
Yeah, Action Comics has honestly been one of my favorite books, and I don't think I've ever liked Action Comics the way that I have been lately.
Oh, no. I always say, like, this book and the Superman and Lois TV show, where they came out at a similar time, it's one of those all-stars aligning type situation to make me a diehard Superman fan.
Right.
But we see what's going on Warworld. It's a lot of gruesome stuff. This book is really taking a dark direction. And we eventually just see Superman confronting the people of Warworld, confronting one of their elder warriors, and then eventually being faced by Mongol himself.
Right.
Writing, might I add, Philip actually cleared this up in a tweet of his. Do you remember those monsters from the Breach in Superman 29 and Action Comics 29? That's what Mongol's writing at the end of this book. And so between that and Philip touching on Superman losing his powers for the first time since those issues, you really see how he's tying everything together now. Like, nothing is a throwaway moment, and that is just I love it.
It really
adore this book.
I always say this about Philip's writing, and it was funny. We were hanging out. I'm like, I hate you, and he's like, what do you mean? I said, because you're a great writer. You throw things in my face, and it's like later on it'll be like, okay, this mattered, and that's just makes me feel stupid that I didn't see it coming.
Dude, this weekend when I'm
in front of my face.
This weekend when I'm out there, I'm about to just be like, you see this issue of Action Comics? Like, look, I'm in Maryland. Let me take you to lunch for this because of this issue. Like, thank you.
Oh yeah, you're coming down. Yeah, this is a great book. Danielson Perry's art is fantastic. No wonder he got signed to an exclusive contract. I like how he's including the Authority in here. I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think it's very thoughtful. Again, nothing's a throwaway moment. So Philip is using multiple elements to tell this big event, and it is a big event, and he really cares about the character. He really cares about what he wants Superman's legacy to be and his vision. Those are the dogs in the background making their little cameo appearance. Yeah, they're just going to the bathroom. My door's like right there. But I like this book. I really do. Which leads me to the $6 book that BJ got right. Yeah, Joker pissed me off. It's all
Joker.
Here's my thing. I've been riding the Jim Gordon narrative for a very long time. I've been supporting it. But this is like the 5th time you've retconned the Killing Joke and have never, ever, ever paid any tribute to anything you're retconning.
The Killing Joke,
when you are retconning the Killing Joke, when you're retconning other seminal Batman stories, when you're retconning everything that's going on with Vengeance of Bane and Nightfall, when you're retconning classic Batman stories that are tethered to Joker, Bane, Jim Gordon, centric stories, I'm getting very impatient in when you are paying that off because I don't see it coming. Also, James Tynion has a very limited time on this book since he is no longer going to be with DC Comics in 2022. 2021 is coming to an end. Okay? I really don't care about Vengeance. I really don't. Vengeance is, at the end of the day, she's a bratty teenager that has super strength, and she's basically if She-Hulk was a saucy teenager, this is exactly the book I'd put her in.
If She-Hulk was a sassy teenager.
That's exactly what I put her in. That's Vengeance right for you. But
that's fair.
I also don't like how this book is written with Oracle still up. And here's another thing that makes me a little aggravated. There is a moment that's very wrong in this panel. Batgirl, this is written when Oracle's still online. That was 4 months ago.
Was it 4 months ago or was it just
No, sorry, like 2 months ago.
It was 2 months ago. It was at the beginning of Fear State, which started in like September.
I was like, this is your event and you're not even talking to the book. You got James, dude, I get it. You're writing 700,000 books.
Yep. You can tell he's checked out of DC. which I get that, but if you've checked out of DC, at least end on a high note, which makes me nervous for Batman 117 and Fear State Omega. Like, just don't do us dirty. We're spending our money on it. I understand that you want to focus on your indie work, and I'm all for that. Your indie work is phenomenal.
Also, the art in here was done by, I don't even know this guy's name, someone Raphael, but and I just wasn't impressed. I just wasn't impressed by the way this guy draws eyes. That's also something that like ticked me off. And there are a lot of little things that just ticked me off in this book that I just was not with.
Yeah.
We're getting references that the new Talon is actually James Gordon Jr., which is
instead of Dick Grayson's granddad. That he doesn't even have any ties to Grayson.
Oh, DNA match, James Gordon, Talon going after Jim and Joker.
I mean, that's cool, I guess, but like.
But here's the other thing.
That's one of the main draws for the Court of Owls.
If Oracle's offline, why is Oracle calling Jim Gordon? Dude, come on.
Is it fake Oracle, though? Is that the end of the book?
She's sitting in the tower. I was like, dude, no.
So it is for sure Barbara.
It is for sure Barbara. That's the most Barbara I've ever seen Barbara look.
I don't know, man. Bruno Redondo draws a Barbara.
This was a Barbara. She has red hair and everything. She's sitting in a chair. She's looking at the computer. She's doing her thing. It's Barbara. And I'm sorry. I'm done. This book is off my pull list. I can't buy a 6. I'm not going to invest. Okay, another thing, right? Bro. First hardcover came out recently. $25, right? Issues 1 through 6. What's 6 times 6? I've wasted $36 on that book.
You could have bought it for $25.
I could have bought for $25 in a hardcover. So I might just get the next hardcover and just wait this out and then read it again. Yeah. Right? I'm probably just gonna do the same as. But if I'm not enjoying a book, even if it's one issue, but it's the highest priced book, I don't care what book it is. If you're the highest priced book, you're the highest priced book for a reason. That's because, it's going to do something. It's retconning the Killing Joke. It's trying to bring out those same vibes from the most classic Jim Gordon and Joker story.
Or they just know that the Joker's going to sell no matter what.
That too. Also, it's DC and we can nickel and dime you because, it's the Joker. Yeah. But at the same time, come on. If you're going to price like that, give me a good story. Give me a story I'm going to enjoy. And I get it. There are people out there that are enjoying this story. I love James Tynion.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
James Tynion is probably one of my favorite writers. This book, however, is not. It's not. And that's okay.
When you write that many books, you're bound to have a dud.
Jason Aaron was the same way. He was writing Conan, was writing Southern Bastards, was writing was finishing War of the Realms and was doing Conan.
Was he getting ready? Had he started Avengers by then, or was he getting ready to start?
Yeah, he was already doing Avengers because it was crossing over in War of the Realms.
Yeah, so Avengers was the dud.
Sea of Stars was great at the time. Sea of Stars is a great image book. So,
but it's taken. That book's been out for I had that book on my pull list for a few issues when I was just getting into comics in 2018, 2019, and we just now got issue 11.
Yeah, that's literally it. I enjoyed the first arc. Actually, my relationship with this book was I liked it, I didn't like it, I liked it, I didn't like it, I liked it, I liked it, I didn't care for it, and now I just don't care at all.
I said something. I commented some on TikTok earlier, and I'm going to use it here too. Brandon's relationship with this book is so up and down that Taylor Swift wouldn't even go near it.
No. No. Taylor Swift. Bro, I'm sorry, but she just did a re-release of her Red album that really wasn't even that good of an album. I'm sorry.
I watched the short film today, and I never thought I would say this, but I have some thoughts on a Taylor Swift short film.
What kind of short film are we talking about?
It was the All Too Well short film. Talked about her and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Was it good?
Dylan O'Brien was in it, and he was solid. I actually found myself enjoying it. I'm like, oh, Lord, what's going to happen next? And I'm like, this is a Taylor Swift music video.
Yeah. Yeah, I really wanted to enjoy Joker because I was like, well, this actually...
I'm not a Taylor Swift fan.
Oh, let's go, Herb! Let's go, Herb!
I like 2 of her songs, and one of them is from 2006.
a stack of cool covers in a Punchline story. You even forgot was in it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw it like over it wasn't King Sharp, it was like somebody else. He was like about to stab his eyes out when he was in a coma. I was like, oh, Punchline's back, and I was like, I don't care because I haven't seen her in like a whole pandemic.
What happened to Punchline? And is anybody going to use Punchline after Tynan's gone?
You know, I'm like worried about like all the characters. Like they're probably. I have a theory about how they're going to use them. I just don't know.
Well, like one of my favorites was Clown Hunter.
DC could very well go the Tom King route with this and say, you know what, we don't care about anything you did.
Yeah.
Right.
Also,
we want to run as far away from it as possible. She can call you maybe. You know what? That was the wrong. That's
not her song. That's not her song.
Who did that song? Call me maybe. Carly Rae Jepsen. There we go.
Trust me, dude.
Real guys get Swifty. I'm sorry.
Herman's a Swifty confirmed. I mean, yeah. How old were we when that song? Carly Rae Jepsen came. We were like 11.
I was like, I was young. You know what? You know what really makes me feel old? And I know all y'all people in here that are older than me.
Rihanna.
Shut up for 2 seconds. Not Rihanna. The 16th edition of Diary of a Wimpy Kid just came out.
No, it did not.
Yes, it did. Yep. I feel old as shit. It's been.
Yeah, for all y'all that are a little bit older than us in the chat, which is most people, Diary of a Wimpy Kid was a Gen Z milestone. I mean, basically.
Right? I'm like, God damn
and we can talk about that here because it's kind of, sort of a comic in a lot of ways.
Oh my gosh.
Kind of, sort of. It's like, okay, it's not a comic, but it's like comic adjacent.
Jorge Jimenez's designs, I get.
Oh, Jorge Jimenez.
Yeah, I love Jorge Jimenez. I think he's like the best artist in DC, hands down, right now. I don't care what anybody says. He's still the best artist in DC. Ain't nobody can draw better than Jorge Jimenez right now. I don't care. Bruno Redondo, I love you, but you're no Jorge Jimenez.
Redondo, yeah, I mean,
you are no Jorge Jimenez.
My top three DC artists right now are Jorge Jimenez, Bruno Redondo, and then tied for third is Travis Moore and Daniel St. Pierre.
Wonder Woman came out this week.
Yeah, Wonder Woman did come out this week. I'm gonna talk about that.
Okay, go talk. I'll talk about Venom next.
That's my last book. So I mean, yeah, I'm out of books after Venom. But I think
I'm out of books after Venom too.
Yeah.
I'll talk about Shane Academy, but
Wonder Woman 781. I'm gonna sound like Robbie here. It's all right. I don't know. We see like this new arc start to take off where there are a bunch of like evil Wonder Woman constructs, you know, and Diana's still adjusting to life back on Earth. Dr. Psycho, which we know if you guys watch our interview with Becky Cloonan and Michael Conrad, we know how much Michael especially is a fan of Dr. Psycho. So we're going to be seeing a lot of him in the future.
I'm here for that.
I'm down.
I'm here for it. I'm here for Dr. Psycho. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. We get more Dead Man, which I love. I was scared we weren't going to see him as much anymore. So like everything in this book should have worked for me. But for some reason, I enjoyed it.
Let's go, Goonie Geek. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man? I enjoyed it, but I felt myself just kind of being like, eh. Which, I mean, for this book, as enjoyable as it's been, even a down issue is a good issue to me. But I do hope that it picks up. I do hope that it picks up.
Ouch.
I was gonna say, yeah, Brandon's in pain over there. Y'all throw some love his way, but not a whole lot happened.
No, Bryce. I'm in Spain, but the S is silent.
Oh my god. I mean, would you agree? Not a whole lot happened in this book.
We're introducing a new arc, and we're seeing Diana get adjusted to life back on Earth, and we're kind of foreshadowing a little bit with the Wonder Woman event that I'm here for. We get a cool backup story with Viola, Stephanie Williams, Get a lot of Artemis in there.
Yeah. It's
I
definitely the
enjoyed
calm
it.
before the storm.
She's also trying to avoid calling Steve Trevor, and
She says she's not avoiding him.
she's avoiding him. She's avoiding him. Fuck off. She's avoiding him. And I like it. I kind of like how she's handling that situation because I wouldn't want to do that. But yo, we got my boy.
What's
Toby
up,
Red.
Michael? How you doing,
I'm so
man?
happy to see you back in here, brother. You have no idea.
Also, JT throwing up another Gen Z milestone.
Fitz local. Bry's gonna be in town this Saturday.
Seriously, yeah. Also, Fit, look at what I've started reading, man. I know you're a big fan. So, this is actually pretty freaking good so far, and I love how faithful Denis Villeneuve stayed to this so far.
Yep. Yeah, so Bryce and I are actually going to meet this weekend.
Yeah, for the first time in person. It's gonna be.
I'm taking him to Third Eye, guys. I'm taking Bryce to Third Eye. And Bryce gets his Comics Kings merch that I have for him, that I will have for him, hopefully by then.
No, what else do you got? Because I know we got a couple more books left, and then we got a movie segment.
Oh, we got a cool little movie bit that we're doing. I read Strange Academy. It's a fun book. That's all good.
I mean, yeah.
I really like how this keeps the Humberto Ramos on art and with Scotty Young. I thought that was great. This is a great kid story. This is like all ages. What happened? I haven't touched any of my weeklies. I think I read them like between Thursday and Friday, and I went on vacation like Saturday, Sunday. I was like, wow.
Oh man.
We should film the meetup, but we're gonna be filming a lot. We're gonna be filming a lot. I'll send it to Nick to edit. Maybe. Film to share a video, realize I put a Dune spoiler in design. I'll believe it in game. Just put like a spoiler banner in like the edit.
I mean, yeah. It's probably gonna be a while because I'm finishing up school, and I might try to finish it over Thanksgiving break, but if not, I'll definitely read a chapter every few days and finish it over Christmas break. Composition, nuance, blah blah blah.
The Dune movie was solid.
It was good. It was really good.
Wow. I really like Strange Academy. Again, I'm not gonna get too much into it because if you haven't read it, you're definitely not starting. But I really enjoyed it. No. We're just getting familiar with a lot of the characters. We're getting to know how we're gonna move past the whole Calvin situation. And characters are dealing with it in certain ways, and they're kind of coping with what happened previously. But Venom.
This was a busy issue. Are we going to be
to WorldCon in December?
I've never heard of WorldCon, but
I might. I'll have to look at the guest list, and I might have to see if I'll go. I might.
I'll definitely look it up. But Venom by Al Ewing, and there's my dad in Gaithersburg, Maryland.
You're right near my house, bro. I'm about to hit up your dad and say, "Yo,
oh my gosh,
hang out for a little bit." I'm about
to hit him up. Al Ewing and Ron V on Venom. This is one of the books we've been waiting for from Marvel.
I'm excited. So, all right.
I'm definitely intrigued. I'm really excited for the Dylan stuff.
Okay, so we got two narratives, right? Everything's drawn by Brian Hitch. I love Brian Hitch, by the way. Fit, if you're in Silver Spring, hit me up, brother. Hit me up. I'm about 20 minutes from you, 25, depending on traffic. I can get there in 20, without cops and everything. I'm going to take my life.
Because of that Spain joke.
Was it that bad of a joke?
I mean, it was a bit derivative.
You just said you was in Maryland.
Well, Gaithersburg's a decent-sized area, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, it's full of like. What's up, Ian? What's up, brother? Great to see you in here.
What's good, Hood Rat? How you doing, man? I mean, yeah, Gaithersburg's big enough to hold Logic in his ego.
And my ex, who's Logic's cousin. I'm dead serious. You think I'm joking about that?
No, I know you're serious. I know you're serious. Venom.
Sorry, guys. Venom. Al Ewing's writing the Eddie story. Round V's writing the
Dylan story.
Rock story. But yeah, man, Logic was cool as shit, man.
So let's just, you know what? this book seems like it'd be a little too long to break down panel by panel or page by page and plot point by plot point. You want to just word vomit a review for it and just talk about it.
I kind of want to break it down. So Eddie is getting to not Eddie. So Dylan is getting to know himself in the symbiote. So his dad left. Dylan is kind of dealing with the repercussions of it and how he doesn't feel abandoned, but he also feels like his relationship with the symbiote will never be the same that his father and the symbiote had. So Dylan is trying to follow in his father's footsteps, but he has so much rage. As we know from classic Spider-Man stories, that's kind of a side effect of the symbiote is all that rage. It's built up in the suit, and the symbiote can take over if you don't have that relationship.
They'll rub some dirt in your eye.
Yeah, so Dylan is doing that, and he's trying to get to know himself better through the symbiote, through that bond. We got Eddie in space. Eddie is the king in black. He is the he's in charge of all the symbiotes. So his job in this multiverse is dealing with everything that Noel left in darkness and taking it out of the
and Dormammu now.
And Dormammu. Because we're kind of dealing with some of those side effects that Al Ewing had in The Last Annihilation, which was fun, harmless. Go read that. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. And I love Al Ewing. So we're dealing with fantastic. This is basically a combination of grit and sci-fi that's eventually going to meet together. And I'm here for that because I love it. I love it. Brian Hitch's art, I think, was phenomenal. Brian, a lot of artists, it's harder for them to draw like stuff in space, hard for them to draw stuff in the ground. Brian Hitch can just do it all. Brian Hitch is a very versatile artist, and he goes full throttle. And here, Alex Sinclair's colors.
Alex Sinclair.
Yes, I'm so happy. I love it. See, Alex Sinclair's a great friend of the show. Ron V's a friend of the show. So we have some Comics Kings friends on those books. I love just supporting this book.
Yeah.
Having fun throughout this endeavor. Dylan gets in a fight with some of his classmates, and his principal talks to him. Meanwhile, we have Eddie out there kicking ass in space, taking some names, and then we have so Dylan and Vox are like kind of becoming friendly, which that's the little cat. The cat's like a symbiote of Vox. Vox was the guy who likes to harvest Captain Marvel. Yeah, that guy. Vox is cool, but I think you're gonna see a lot of the Maker. You're gonna see a lot of the Vox going forward. The Maker's a character from the Ultimate Universe. That's evil Reed Richards, so I think he's gonna be the big bad in here. Biggest really plot point. We see the struggle between the bond between Dylan and Eddie. Eddie comes back after taking a big fat L in space, and then he ends up leaving again. He comes back, tells Dylan, "Hey, look, we have to leave." And Dylan doesn't want to tell his dad that he wants that he's using the symbiote like that.
Well, because that was Eddie's one rule when he became the King in Black and had to go away for extended periods of time every now and then was not to bond with the symbiote.
But he did. He bonded.
He did anyway, because what kid's going to do what their dad says?
Exactly. Thank you, Mr. Sexton.
That's all him getting those guests right there. Seriously, Brandon, keep it up. It's been phenomenal.
Thank you. Yeah. Creators Corner it's been a blast, and I'm glad we're hitting that 6-month anniversary of that show. So that's huge. I think we're hitting like our 7th sooner here. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna be 1 year of this show in April. This Comics Kings will be 1 year in April. So.
Yep.
Yay! I think Creators Corner started in like May or something. I think May 6th it was. I think it was Marcus.
Creators Corner was a year in May.
Yeah, I think it's a year in May.
So this is our longest running show on this platform for sure. Yeah.
This has been our longest running show. So anyway, Eddie gets sucked into space, takes an L, doesn't die, but he gets pulled into another dimension where he has like a higher purpose, and he's going to be learning more about his role.
His body does get blown up, though.
His body gets blown up, but of course, like the symbiote would protect him. So everyone's saying like,
and I'll do it again.
Dang. And this character named Meritus. I don't know.
It kind of reminds me of like
Poison Ivy.
not really Poison Ivy. Kind of from, I get some High Evolutionary vibes from this character.
Yeah.
And so I'm really intrigued as to what this character could bring and to what Eddie's story is going to be. Would I have killed Eddie off? No, but this is the hand that we're dealt. I'm excited. Love the Dylan stuff. Intrigued about the Eddie stuff.
I'm really in love with the writing of this book. Now, I don't mind decisions being made in the first issue. I really don't. I don't care what you do with any of these characters in the first issue. Yeah. I couldn't care less because your job isn't to do what Donny Cates did. Donny Cates told his story. He's like, your job is to add to the legacy. Eddie Brock is a character that honestly no one gives a crap about. No one gives two craps about Eddie Brock. You care about Venom. You don't care about Eddie Brock. Yeah. I've never met anybody who's a Venom fan and says, I love Eddie Brock. You love Venom. You love the picture of Venom. You love how dope Venom looks. You love the struggle that Venom goes. You don't like Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock's a dick. No one likes Eddie Brock.
A lot of more 90s kids do, and they grew up with that extreme style of art. Venom was a huge character to propel that forward.
Thank you to Todd McFarlane for elevating Venom.
I remember seeing the first Spider-Man issue I ever read was had a Venom in it, and it was drawn by Eric Larson.
Yeah,
badass. Eric Larson drew a phenomenal Venom.
Right. So, for people who are mad about what they did to Eddie, you still have Venom. Shut up. It's gonna pay off. You can't.
Oh, come on now.
You can't base anything on a first issue, especially when their job isn't to keep the same intensity Donny Cates did. If their job was to keep the same intensity Donny Cates did, Donny Cates would still be writing the book. Their job is to tell a new story. Al Ewing's going to tell his own story. Ron V's going to tell his own story. They're going to meet. Okay, if you guys want more information, we did interview Ron V a few months ago. And I want to have him back on. So, Ron, if you're watching this, you know where to email me. But I'll probably be reaching out.
The editor cited in the back of this book how he's been enjoying Ron V's Swamp Thing and how he thought, that would be a really interesting take on Venom. And so far, Ron V has proved right. The Al Ewing stuff has been controversial. And I mean, you can dislike it if you want, but what I will encourage you to do is to continue giving the book a chance, seeing what happens. It's looking like we're not going to touch the Eddie stuff for a few issues. At least issues 2 and 3 are going to be spent almost entirely with Dylan because Ron V is the only listed writer. But that gives you some time to see if you're going to enjoy the main story of the book. And when the Eddie stuff comes back around, maybe you'll have a better frame of mind and a better opinion of the book.
Keep in mind, this is coming from the writer of The Many Desolated Stars, Swamp Thing, Just League Dark, some of your favorite books on the shelf, some of the best books that have been on the shelf.
Yeah.
This is also coming from the mind that brought you Immortal Hulk. Again, one of the best books on the shelf. You can't argue me and say that those are not in anybody's top 5 on a daily basis.
Besides, I am out Guardian, Sword.
You can't tell me that Immortal Hulk, Many Desolated Stars, Swamp Thing are not in, like, let's say your top 10. Just these are the 2 writers that brought you some of the hottest reads over the past few years. So don't be so quick to flip the script off of one issue. And I don't blame impatient readers. I blame impatient YouTubers. Because those ones
Brandon's getting wiry now. Whew.
This information to people who are growing that impatience. You don't know the ramifications it's going to have on Eddie because it hasn't been written.
Well, a lot of people too, though, that have had issues with this book, I've seen say that they are going to continue with it. That they didn't like the issue. They didn't like what they did with Eddie specifically.
I'm sorry, but if you are a YouTuber, if you're a comic book reviewer and you're watching this show and you made it this far, first off, thank you. Second off, if you're the person that is saying, okay, this book sucks, it's so underwhelming, it's completely different than Donny Cates. Well, you're right on that part. It is different from Donny Cates. But that's also not your job to derail a first issue, right? Because your job is to inform people to form their own opinions. Whether you agree with what we thought of the book or not, we tell you the whole story. We tell you what happened. We tell you what worked, what didn't work, what it reminded you of, so you can go form your own opinion. Hopefully you guys took a book from the show and said, hey, look, I want to check this book out. Or you said, hey, look, maybe I'm dropping this book. right?
That is one thing about comic book
But
reviews
form
that
your own opinion. Form your own opinion. Be
yeah.
objective in your reviews. Don't be so emotional. If you're acting out of emotion because Eddie is not on 616, or he's not in like the main like what space, what
Yeah.
Earth's orbit. He's
Well,
not
like,
in the solar system, I guess. That's where you can put it.
when a character that's been around for a while that people have grown up with and grown to love, and even Eddie Brock, because that's really the only one other than Peter Parker that's held that mantle. Well, Flash Thompson, but Eddie's been the main one. When a character gets drastically changed like that, there's going to be some backlash when it happens.
Right.
And if nothing else, even if there's no backlash, there's going to be some trepidation. Like, personally, my favorite book on shelves is still Daredevil. When Elektra became Daredevil, I will admit that for a couple issues, I still loved the book, but I was a little skeptical of Elektra as Daredevil. I thought if any character was going to take over as Daredevil, Elektra would be the one to do it, but I was still skeptical. And so people that are skeptical of what's going on with Eddie in this book, I get it. But don't derail it. Say like, hey, I didn't like this, but I can see where other people would.
Don't derail it. There's still a lot of story to be told from two writers that have proven themselves over the past few years. What's up, Matt? Thank you so much.
What's going on, Matt? Yeah, how you doing,
guys? Matt gave us a very nice shout out today on his channel. So if you guys want, and he also shout out many other great comic book YouTubers in this community we have. I think he got through like 13 of them, 11 of them. We were on the list, so thank you so much, Matt.
Yeah, thank you.
And
thank all of you that have shouted us out.
Congrats on your recent 1K. Now I think you're at like what 1.14 or whatever. You're growing. Your fellow Pittsburgher right there. Thank you for your support. But Venom, go pick it up. I liked it. I love Brian Hitch. I love her on V. There's nothing that I
give it a chance for yourself, if nothing else.
Great. We have a movie segment now. So if you guys are here from the past few weeks of shows, basically, I don't watch movies. Thank you, Steven. Steven, you are a real one. By the way, Steven, I just placed your order for merch today, so you should be getting it in the mail soon. By Christmas.
Yeah, Brandon doesn't watch movies, and so I took it upon myself.
I want to watch movies. Here's the thing. I like movies. I'm just not a film nerd. I'm not into film like that. And I can't tell you the difference between a director or producer. All I know is the actors. They're I don't even know actors' names, bro. I don't even know actors' names. I can tell you a comic book artist, writer, editor, whatever.
Meanwhile, I can tell you cinematographers and
what's a cinematographer?
They're the ones that get that decide what shots to get. They are the director of the visuals, essentially. So you have the director, and then you have your cinematographers and your writers. One handles the script, one handles the visuals.
So anyway, I watched what I watched.
Okay, so let me preface this, which I gave Brandon a list of three. I gave Brandon a list of three totally different movies from totally different genres. Told him to pick one and surprise me. He didn't do such a good job at the surprise part, but I gave him 3 movies to watch. I told him he could either watch Drive, The Social Network, or Snowpiercer. And Brandon, which one did you pick?
I picked Snowpiercer.
Phenomenal movie, in my opinion. Brandon, what did you think?
I liked it. I thought
give us a review, man. You review comic books. Comic books and movies aren't that different.
So I had to watch this in 2 separate takes because I had to get some Z's. Also, okay, so Snowpiercer, it's like a winter apocalyptic world happened, and you're stuck in this train, and each cart of the train has a different rail. It's kind of like Hunger Games, the 13 districts. Right, but each rail is a different district, and there's this big revolt led by Chris Evans. I didn't have a shield, so I was a little let down. You also had the ancient one who was very bitchy. I hated her character, but I like her as an actor.
Her
I don't
character.
think she's genuinely played a character that I've ever enjoyed in a movie, and I've seen her everywhere. Like, she was Captain Phasma, right? Yeah, she was Captain Phasma in Star Wars. That bitch. Anyway, so, yeah, I liked it. It was cool. There were some really fun moments that were like, I thought the action shots were fun. There was like this one scene where like this one shot was so creative. It was like through the lens of like a night vision camera. I liked it.
That scene.
I thought the outfits were dope, and they really like made characters very distinguishable. So I like that. I couldn't tell you who produced the fucking thing or directed the fucking thing, but
So the director was a guy named Bong Joon-ho, and this is actually his
how many hoes are we talking about?
His only American release. So Bong Joon-ho is a South Korean filmmaker. He made 2019 Best Picture winner Parasite, is one you might know. The Host, Okja, a couple other ones that he's made that have been fairly well received. He's probably South Korea's premier filmmaker. Snowpiercer is my favorite of his movies. And so I was really excited to for Brandon to check that out. And I'm gonna ask, because I know you didn't touch on this. What did you think of that twist with Chris Evans about what him and the Tail people used to eat? Did that take you by surprise at all?
I was like, nice. This is pretty gnarly stuff. But then I was like,
yeah. Okay, so the movie came out in 2013. Let's just talk spoilers. Like, it came out in 2013. I know a lot of people still haven't seen it, but yeah, it's on Netflix if you guys want to check it out. Us talking about it really doesn't do it justice.
It was a fun movie.
Yeah, and like
there were no pretty women.
Well, okay. A lot of the ones that would be attractive were in the Tail, and they didn't have the best living conditions. This very much is a political sci-fi.
There were no future Mrs. Feldmans in that movie, and I'm filing a complaint.
This is definitely a political sci-fi thriller. It's heavy on like class systems and equal rights, which is essentially the point of the revolt. It is. Like it is a revolt from the less fortunate people that are in the tail of the train up to the engine. They want to take control of the engine, led by a man named Mr. Wilford, so that everybody on the train can have, equal opportunities. And if they have to kill a few people along the way that want to stand in their way, they will do so brutally. This movie's definitely brutal, especially with when they would punish people with the arm in the hole.
Right. I liked it. It was cool, but yeah, I don't know what else to say. I liked it. It was a cool movie. I would watch it again. Also, I would never watch it. See, but Herm knows what's up, though. Like, usually we don't. Usually we'll put on a trashy movie if you.
Yeah. See, if I'm watching a movie with a girl, like if I'm going to a movie theater with a girl to watch a movie, I'll go by myself before.
Oh yeah,
like if I know it's like, oh, I've got a date on Friday, we're going to see a movie. I'll go on like Wednesday if I can, and see it so that I can watch it and be like the mega film nerd that I am. Because you don't get to do that if you're on a date.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. But anyway, you guys,
very sad movie.
Wait, Manny liked the TV show better. We were kind of.
I don't like the TV show all that much, but I feel like you either really like one and not like the other as much, or you.
Also, I'm voting for Nick while doing this show. Nick is on comic series, and
what I'm gonna let you pick from the two other movies next week. I want to pick the movie now so that if anybody wants to watch it in advance to talk about it with us, they can. So what movie
is gonna watch?
You got Drive or The Social Network?
To pick one.
Drive. It's on Amazon Prime.
I will watch it. and we'll talk about it.
We will talk about it. That is a movie that honestly, it sticks with you.
Yes. I'm excited to watch movie. Nice. But anyway, guys, other announcements coming up on the channel. Kind of got through everything. Excuse me. So you weren't here before and you're catching this. You already caught up at the beginning. Marv Wolfson will be here Friday. Greg Hurwitz will be here Wednesday. Thank you, AWA, for all of that. Make sure y'all go check them out. Their links are below. And then Hawkeye. We're going to be talking about Hawkeye. For Hawkeye. It's coming out this Friday by Traction and David Aja. Thank you, Link, for the spelling correction.
Oh, we got Manny's vote for Drive. That's Manny knows what's up. Manny knows what's up.
Yay!
Manny, we should get matching Scorpion jackets.
I think Manny's gonna like DM me on the side, be like, "You're watching movies," and send me like this whole list. That's what I did with him in comics anyway. Except the only thing is, Manny has not gotten to a single comic book I've recommended to him yet, but he's gotten to like all of them that Robbie has. So I'm like, bro, what?
Hey, if Manny makes his list and I make my list, then you're gonna have a full Thanksgiving break, man. You're gonna have a full Thanksgiving.
I'll give Manny my Robbie. I'll treat Manny the way that he treats me with that.
Oh, man. Oh, shoot.
Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Comics Kings. Again, we're kind of pushing that 500 limit. We're not really, Mark, we're not there. We got like 30 more to go, but we appreciate you guys' support. Again, it's never really been about how many people we can have. It's about how many people we can interact with and grow our little niche of whatever we're doing. So thank you guys for your support. We really do depend on that a lot. Really appreciate you guys. Rest in peace, Sam. Whiplash Wednesday is going to be all for Sam this Wednesday. But hey, guys, we got to head over to Comic Gory, support our boy Nick. Peace be on my Bad Batch. Y'all know what's up. Take care, y'all. Station, y'all.